Today I'm here to talk about copywriting. And before we get into the topic of copywriting, I want to talk a little bit about who we are as the Noble Success Club, what we do, what our motive is. So we are a free networking group through Discord, as you can see here. We teach various skills such as copywriting, of course, freelancing, sales scripts, social media marketing, fitness, mindset, as well as poker. Now, the reason poker is in there real quick is because poker is just a personal aspect of my life that I highly value. Something that, as I became 18, I've just loved and enjoyed playing, and I've found it beneficial financially. So I like to teach poker. I'm currently in the process of writing a book about poker, so stay tuned for that. But yeah, so I will scroll through here real quick before we get into copywriting. We have chapters, resources, copy review channel, amongst the members, so you can post your review in there. Share your success, chat, got Mindset Madness, Poker Pro Portal, Fitness Fanatics, Freelancing Focus, Sales Script Sorcery, and Social Media Marketing Mania. More to come in the future. So yeah, let's get into today's topic. To start off, the first video of the YouTube channel, which is about copywriting. So before we get into the essential avatar questions about copywriting, I want to go ahead and discuss what copywriting is, just in case you're new and you don't know what it is. If you're already a copywriter or know what it is, go ahead and just skip through this part. So here we are. Developing the skill of copywriting can be highly beneficial for individuals who are interested in pursuing a career in marketing, advertising, or even entrepreneurship. So what it is, I'm not going to read the whole thing. Copywriting involves crafting persuasive and compelling messages that can influence a target audience to take a desired action, such as making a purchase, subscribing to a newsletter, or engaging with a brand on social media. Pretty straightforward. Alright, so today's topic is probably not the first, but one of the very beginning sections of copywriting you need to learn. So the essential questions in copywriting is a pre-preparation to copy that you're about to write. A lot of copywriters that are just starting out, they write copy for a client without preparing for it beforehand. So they get on their Google document, whatever it is, Word, and they get ready to type out their copy. But they haven't prepared what their copy is about, who they're going to be writing to. So these are things that we're going to go over in this video. The first thing is, what is a customer avatar? Avatar is your target audience. It's that simple. So for example, if my client as a copywriter is a fitness supplement brand or a nutrition supplement brand, and I'm writing copy for them about protein powder, what my job is here to answer this question: who is the customer avatar? My job is to determine who I'm trying to write to, what type of person. So as an example, for protein powder, the type of person I'm trying to write to and get to buy this product is simple. I'd say a 14-year-old skinny kid, high school. His name is John. He's looking to gain muscle. He's skinny, like I said. He's looking to get more like his buddies. He wants to get better at sports, maybe. He wants to be more confident. He wants to put size on. It's that simple. And that's the purpose of customer avatar. If you do not know what type of person you're writing to, then you're writing to everybody. You could be writing to Mr. Olympia, Chris Bumstead, telling him that protein powder is going to get him big. But that's not the reality. He knows how to get big. He already is big. So you need to know who you're writing to. You need to narrow it down. Now, that doesn't mean that the target audience is only going to be 14-year-old skinny kids. It could be a 30-year-old overweight guy who wants to lose weight with protein powder, which is a relatively good way of changing up his diet rather than eating ice cream, I'd say. This is all just an example, by the way. So let's dig deeper. Importance of creating detailed avatars for effective copywriting. We just discussed that pretty much. How to identify it. So how to identify your target audience? Identify your target audience. It's pretty easy for the most part. Now, with a protein product, protein powder for a nutrition brand or a supplement brand, identifying the target audience is much easier than, let's say, a clothing brand that isn't specific towards a certain person. Now, if it's just a clothing brand with dull t-shirts, not really a certain theme going on, it's a little bit more difficult to identify the target audience. But regardless, you're still able to write copy that is going to be intriguing to the people you are reaching out to. Tools and techniques, you don't need them. It's plain and simple. We just identified the avatar with a protein powder product, skinny kid from high school, wants to build some muscle, wants to gain confidence. It's that easy. Don't need tools, don't need techniques to gather data. Maybe in some instances, but for most of the part, you don't need that. So question number one you need to ask yourself when you're writing copy about or for a specific client is, who is the customer avatar? So as we get into section 2, some more key questions. What's their age, gender, location, occupation, income? Now, occupation and income is not always relevant. What instances is occupation and income relevant? Well, if you're writing copy for a client, and let's say they sell laptops for $400 or watches for $1,000. Now, occupation and income is something that becomes more relevant for say, rather than talking about a protein powder that's $40. Because the higher that the investment becomes for that product, the more important that someone's income is for making that investment. So in that instance, occupation and income is something to more or less consider. We just discussed how these factors impact their purchasing decisions and motivations. If you're someone that's younger, like 14-year-old, you're less likely to want to buy a watch or a laptop or a house, those sorts of things. So interests, hobbies, values, attitudes, beliefs, these are things that are involved in identifying your avatar. What drives their behavior and influences their decision-making process. That's something important as well. Pain points and challenges, I'm not going to make bold because I'm only keeping the problems you need to write down in bold. So pain points and challenges is something very important. And it goes into the question right after, what problems or challenges do they face? So talking about an avatar, you want to amplify their pain at the beginning of the copy. Now, if I'm John, the 14-year-old skinny kid in high school, and I'm writing copy for someone like John for a protein powder product to try to get him to buy, I want to amplify his pain at the beginning. So don't copy me word for word. It's a bit dull and brief. But you want to say something along the lines like, hey John, are you struggling to gain weight? Are you struggling to put on muscle unlike your buddies in high school? Something like that. Obviously in copy you want to make it more clever and more professional, but something along those lines. You're amplifying their pain, because when John reads that, he's saying, yeah, I am struggling to gain weight. After you amplify that pain, you go into the solution. How is that protein powder product going to help John make his dream state a reality? Goals, aspirations, yeah. So that's pretty much what we just went over. So how can your copy align with their goals and aspirations? This is key. How can your copy align is part one. You want your copy to align with their goals and aspirations, meaning you want your copy to tell John, that this product or service, for whatever example, is going to make John's goal a reality. Media communication preferences. All this has to do with is maybe the copy isn't through email, maybe it's through social media, messaging, Instagram, whatever. So where do they consume information? That's important as well. Which channels and platforms? Social medias. Sometimes you're not always going to write copy through email. Sometimes a client may need it for direct messaging on social media sites. So you have to write out that script. How can the product/service help the avatar achieve their goals and aspirations? This is the solution part of your copy. And these are all things you need to write before you write out the content of your email. Not email, but copy in general. You need to determine how that protein powder, for example, is going to help John achieve his dream state. Well, what's his dream state? We ask that right afterwards. Actually, we should probably ask that before we ask how the product/service helps. So if we identify the dream state/desires, we know that John's dream state is to get bigger, muscle, size, weight, more confidence, get better at sports. That protein powder is going to do that because protein is important through protein synthesis, through rebuilding the muscle. So we can identify how the product/service can help that avatar. And if we convince that avatar that it's a worthy investment to make, then we've succeeded, right? So that's all I have today for that topic, which is 5 essential questions that you need to ask yourself before you write out a piece of copy. People who do not do this before their copy, they're going in raw dogging it, is what I like to say. They're just raw dogging their copy. They're going in empty-handed. They don't have any background knowledge. I mean, if you know, if you're an expert and you know how to write copy with ease for any type of brand niche, this example being a supplement brand, then you're good to go. But if you need, it's very essential for beginners to write out these questions. Just prepare yourself. Have that idea in the back of your mind prepared so that when you go into your copy, you can write freely, easily, write cleverly, and write persuasion in a good way, in a professional way, so you can be a successful copywriter. If you just go into it without any preparation, you're doing it wrong. So this is a very important aspect, and if you overlook this, you're going to have some trouble. You're going to find some roadblocks when writing. So I'm going to wrap it up there. We are the Noble Success Club. We would love for you to join. We have free access, 70 members at the moment, and we want to make an impact to as many people as possible. The link will be in the description. It will also be in the YouTube channel's bio. So join up. It's free. You can connect, network, learn stuff, develop a mindset, learn new skills, improve your physique, whatever. So thanks for watching. Hit the bell.